Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I've got the inner fender in, right? As you can see, I've got it bolted in. I've got all the bolts in besides these two here aren't tight yet. I'm not worried about that. And then what I did is I've cut the fender out where I need the tire clearance at. Right, so the inner, that's all clear. As you can see before, and it was before I lowered it. I mean, it had airbags in it, but then I did another 2-inch drop spindle, so it was obviously going to rub more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to cut it a little bit more here, so this is free. I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to unbolt it, and then I'm going to put the tire back on, and then I'm going to let the tire push it up, but I'm going to put something on top of it to give it another bit of clearance. And then what that's going to do is that's going to push the metal up. Okay, and then on the top, okay, and so on the top you can see there's a space between where the fender is and where I cut out. And then what that's going to do is that's going to bend the metal up. That's going to bend the metal up, and then I'm going to make a filler that's going to go between the two, and then that should give me, like, I don't know, probably 2 or maybe, depending on how much I bend it, it should go up and almost look like it's factory, and then you'll have a piece going down each side as a filler, and then it'll kind of look as close to factory as it can. It's not a show truck, so I'm not trying to make it look perfect, but I do want it to look decent, and plus I'm going to be bolting crap on top of there, and I want it to look nice. Okay, so now I've got everything cut out. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just placing 2 blocks of wood, all right, because I have my cut here, so I can push that in and out. And I've got a cut here, see, and I can push that in and out. All right, and then what should happen, hopefully, is when I lower it down, it's gonna push up right here. See, and I have this gap that I cut out earlier, right? And this piece is going to come all the way up to here. And if everything comes up where it matches here, then I'm just going to put some tack welds on here and hold it in place. And then I'll end up putting a piece right here. Either I'll just go over it to fill it in on both sides. I just put a strip of metal there and, like, you know, smack a little angle in the metal and see what happens. So let's lower it down. And let me set the camera in here and see if it closes up like I hope it does. Well, look at that. I might actually know what I'm talking about. All right, so now, see, now the fender is up. It's literally against the whole thing all the way across. Besides right here, I can adjust that. That's no big deal. But if I grind this down, now there's a gap back here and there's a gap over here, but there's enough clearance now that this pushed the metal up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this down right here, and on this corner here and this corner here, and I'm just going to lay a little strip of weld right there, just a little tack to hold it in place, and then I'll put something over here to push this up, and then I'll do another thing. I'll put a little tack right here to hold it in place, and see if that works. So let's give it a try real fast and see what happens. Okay, so I got the tack welds in. Let's set all this stuff down. Okay, we just did a couple tack welds. So like I said, we're gonna do some tack welds. They're still smoking because they're so hot. So a couple tack welds all the way down to the parts that are touching. All right, I didn't get one in here, but I'll clean that later. Those should hold it. All right, so now there's a gap here, so we'll adjust that later, but let's lift it up and get the tire off the ground and then take the blocks out and then see if that sticks where it's supposed to go. Tires are off the ground. Now we go underneath here. So see, take these blocks out. All right, so see now, there's the gap I was talking about. All right, so we'll fill that in from the top. And the same thing from over here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this down. Because see, now I've got my space, my clearance, it lifts it up. You don't have anything changing here from the top, so it still has a very good factory look. And then like I said, we'll put a piece of metal right here, fill it in. So let's lower it down and see if we have our tire clearance. Alright, let's see how that is. And let's see if it worked or not. Oh yeah, see, it's a lot lower. See, the tire's all the way inside there now. Let me get inside there with the flashlight. Let's see. Oh yeah, completely. Oh, I got a solid. Let me see if I can get the camera in there. I got at least 2 inches, maybe more. Let's take this down. So see, can't get my hand in there, but that's a solid 2 inches of clearance all the way around. See. See, so now the tire's not touching anything. You can see all the light back there. So, perfect. All right, now I just got to do it to the other side. But I think it's about 11 o'clock. I think I'm going to call it a day. Come back tomorrow, knock out the other side. I might do that off camera because who knows how boring or not boring this is. Some people might like it, some people might think it's crap, but I dig it. And I'll make these fill-in panels real quick too. I gotta get some metal out of the scrap, and it should be something easy. Paint it black and hit the track. Should be pretty sweet. So I worked on this until about 2 in the morning, and the batteries all went dead, and so I just kept working. But went and got some sleep, came back, and so now I've just currently done just a little stitch in there. I kind of like it like that. I like that industrial kind of not finished look. So I might go underneath and just finish welding on the bottom so that no water and moisture can get up in here, and then leave it like that on top and just make it look kind of all beat up and crappy. And then right now I'm shaping the metal for this side, getting ready to start putting the patch in right here. And then I might do the same thing. I might just make it look like stitches. Almost like, yeah, just like stitches. I might just do like a stitch back and forth to kind of make it look like, you know, something you would see like in a hospital or whatever. And then just fully welded on the bottom underneath so the moisture can't get up inside and splash around. So anyway, I'm going to, now that I got my cameras charged, I'm just going to put the stuff on and let the camera watch while I throw some sparks. what I've decided to do is I've got it somewhat welded right there on top. It looks a little crappy, which that's the way I want it to look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a good weld, make it like a super nice weld underneath here. And then I've already cleaned it all off, and so I'm just going to make this nice and clean. And then there's a little spot right there. I didn't realize there's a little hole right there, but I can put a little spot there. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I haven't cleaned it up yet. And then I've got to make a patch right here because the blower motor's in the way. I'm going to do it from the bottom. And then I'm going to leave it looking like a stitch on top. I'll try to make it a little bit better, but honestly, I don't care that much. As long as the water doesn't get up in there, that's pretty much all I care about. So, and even at that point, I'm not even sure if I care. All right, guys, that'll wrap up this episode. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 5. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please make sure you make some comments, all right? Thanks a bunch.